To talk up here. We need a chairman.
Thank you. My name is Kirsten. This is the first meeting I've been to. I'd like to suggest that there's a bit more of an ordered way of having the discussion. At the moment it seems to be a private meeting between people who've already had a lot of say. And so hands up would be great. No interrupting would be great. Sorry, a little bit of frustration coming out there. And the other thing is, all the places that are mentioned, the communities, the different religious communities, the school communities, are they not just that, communities that live in communities? What's this business of sheltering ourselves from each other? This doesn't ring very true, and I agree very much with the point that when you have a built-up area, generally there is the safety of having more people around, and that's actually generally a better way to go, I would have thought. There's a huge amount of buffering space. There's a huge amount when you walk around those areas. I can't see the problem.
I think what is not said that partially let one of the Sikh people answer that. They applied for some land in Mawson, and when you read the comments of people of Shackleton Circuit, in my opinion, some of those comments are quite disgraceful, racist. These people were virtually pushed out of Mawson, and unfortunately, so they were given an allotment of land in a very peaceful area, where the Baha'i are, where the Urana school comes from. And I can see their concern. They don't want to be built out. ACLA have taken that on board to a part, and they've put in some buffer zones. They've changed some of the direction of the road, but the Sikh is still concerned, and I do see their point. And maybe, Paul, do you want to talk about that?
Well, we just don't want see, what we had to live with in Mawson is, I can put on the website if you really want to see what others have said something about us. Right? All we are asking is, we are prepared to live with this side, the way the buffer is. We don't want building up here, up to near the ridge. Because on the other side of the ridge, we have no objection. They can develop as much as they want to, but on this side of the ridge, we are going to have problems because whenever we have functions, there are going to be Bhangra dance and other dances, and people would not appreciate the noises that will be made there. Right? It may not happen that often, but it will happen. And whenever it happens, there will be vandalism after that. And I'm sure Paul and others from ACLA won't be here to listen to these stories. They might have retired by that time. Right? So we have to show our concern at this moment. And representing a community, we are a very peaceful community, we want to live in peace. But we don't want to hear derogatory remarks just because we were in troubles. Right? We are good citizens of any country we live in. And we respect all of the people, we want the same respect from the people around us.
I think this fellow here was next. Just a second. This is Philip Lemon of the Baha'i community. I just want him to put his view forward as well. He's going to stay from it. And then we'll certainly go to this gentleman who's been extremely patient.
Well, what I like to say to everybody is the Baha'is have given, I think, a solution to this for the Sikhs and the Baha'is and the community. Oh, you want to give me a... I don't talk loud enough? That's a new one. Look, it's called Block 13, and it's between the Sikhs and the Baha'is, and they want to build houses, and they're going to build big houses on that. The sad part about it is some beautiful views up there. If the government doesn't want to sell it to the Baha'is to develop it into beautiful gardens, then it should make it a park. But no houses should be built on that land. If you ever drive up there or walk up there, it is breathtaking, the views. There's nothing like it in Weston. Nothing.
And the parks could be for everybody, not for the Baha'is or the Sikhs.
Well, that's right. Baha'is, I brought a 2.5-minute DVD to show it later. You will see what Baha'is do with when they say they make gardens. That's part of our religion, that we want to create a very spiritual place. And we think gardens, beautiful gardens, contribute to that. And we want to build gardens up there. And the government knows about that because Block 12 is, which we bought purposely to make gardens. And we'd like to have 13 to finish off the gardens. So the government's aware of that, but for a few pieces of silver, they want to build some mansions on there. And it takes it away from the entire community. It'll be underrich. It's very sad. That's my opinion. Like I say, you don't want to sell it to Baha'is? Make it a park for the community.
Just on that section between Cotter and Unwin, with Streeton on the west, that's tornado prone. I don't know how far all of this extends, but back in '81 there was a pine forest that occupied part of that area that was turned into matching by some freak incident. Now, I'm not sure that it is a freak incident because about 2 weeks after the bushfires, which of course were another freak incident, we had a 50-metre high twister observed and recorded on television news moving around across the Cotter Road in that precise area again. I'm just wondering what kind of environmental impact assessments have been made, both in terms, not just in terms of what development will do to the environment, but also what the environment does in that particular kind of landform, which surely must be taken into consideration when you're considering residential development.
Well, we work closely with the Emergency Services Authority, who are we're aware of the twist that came in pre 2003 fires. We're also aware of the bushfire that came through at the same time. We work closely with the ESA on those natural occurrences, on how to mitigate that. With regards to Molonglo, we've taken a two-stage approach. From the very outset, before there was any plans for urban development, we did a threat assessment about what are the threats for the district, for Molonglo, including this area, to identify where are the threats, where do they come from, and what sort of frequency, and what are the sort of, in broad terms and principles, what are the mitigating activities that the government can do to reduce their impact. When we had some options to consider, we went back and against that threat analysis, reviewed to see how our options stood up against that threat analysis, and then refined particularly the urban edge, which is a bit further off to the west, about what that urban edge should be to mitigate against bushfire and other natural occurrences. And in particular, the main threat is really with regards to bushfire.
A question from Mr. Bob Sutherland.
I'm most concerned about the decision to turn the whole police complex into an aged person's unit. Without any doubt, Preston Creek is the smallest district in Canberra. It already has 3 existing major aged care units. There's one going to be built on the demolished Rivette school site, and if we have yet another one, I think we're coming to a point where our community is now becoming unbalanced. We need a lot of young people, and we need people. Some facilities for aged people. I can speak with some authority because I've got lots of grey hair. So we are becoming unbalanced. More particularly, our services cannot keep up with it. That's where the planning has not been thought of. We don't have enough doctors as it is now. When you get older, you need more medical assistance than you do when you're young, generally speaking, and there simply won't be the backup.